Great Scott, it is here. The Transformers Back to the Future crossover figure is now fully revealed. We got a name, we got a sculpt, we got detailing, we got information on how you're going to get it, everything and more. So let's jump into this 35th anniversary celebration of the classic movie series Back to the Future, along with the iconic, although sometimes controversial, vehicle of the DeLorean. And we have Gigawatt, the Transformers X Back to the Future transforming DeLorean by Doc Brown. And goddamn, it looks incredible. Number one, we all pretty much made that call a while back, but they did go with the Siege Sideswipe mold and engineering. It's pretty, for anyone that kind of questions it, it's pretty obvious when you look in the tooling of the legs, where the metal pins are, how the articulation of the, I guess we'll call it the ankle swivel is. Same thing when you look at the arm and how the mushroom peg works for the shoulder and everything and the pins there. It's pretty clear that not only did they go with the old throwback to steel skin, the old custom, although I'm pretty sure it's not related to that, but steel skin, the old DeLorean custom from back in the the late 90s of the fandom, was an old Sideswipe custom turned into a DeLorean, and no surprise they used Sideswipe here too. Let's talk about the detailing. So first, let's start with the alt mode. Alt mode, it's the DeLorean, comes with the extra accessory from the first movie, which is the little hook. Spoiler, somehow you haven't seen Back to the Future, is the little hook that was attached to the cable rod to get a electrical jolt to get up to those gigawatts needed to go back to the future. So it also is used as a weapon later in robot mode, but we'll get into that afterwards. All the classic detailing there. It's really cool that they managed to also engineer the ability for the wheels to fold to the side so it could float, not just rolling on its wheels itself. And then we go to the robot mode, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on here. We got a head sculpt that has the goggles. I'm leaning more towards it's more of a Marty McFly homage to the cover of the movie poster and everything, even though he didn't really wear those goggles completely. It's more just a nod to the movie poster, looking at the goggles and everything. I love that the flux capacitor is in the center of his chest in robot mode, kind of almost indicating like it is his spark and how he's being powered. And if you even look at the little details under him, you have the DeLorean dashboard readout of the different dates for traveling back to the future or the past or whatever you want to call it. And even those dates have significance. You have the date that the movie happens in the present. You have the future date that was used in the second movie. And then you have the 1955 date when Marty went back in time to see what's going on with his parents and change the past to change his future. This is amazing. I really like what's going on here. It's those little extra pieces of detail and weathering and stuff that just adds to that gloriness. He also comes again with a giant gun, which I'm pretty sure, looking at the slight details of the gun, it's a kind of has pieces and nods to the area where they would put garbage to power the DeLorean. Like it has that little, I don't know what it was called, the garbage chute in the back, and it's on the butt of the gun. So I think that the gun is probably powered by all that garbage and stuff too. And again, that hook accessory can attach through a 5mm peg all over the figure. In this case, they show it on the side of the forearm and shoulder. Probably could be used as a melee weapon too. They even show that you could do the little pose from the cover of the Back to the Future movie cover or the movie poster, whatever you want to call it. Gigawatt looks really good. I like everything that's going on here. I really do. Even there's the slight little details like the license plate and how it says, California on it. All the little touches there that show that they made the extra effort. And let's talk about probably the most jarring thing about this is how he's going to be released. Now, the plan is that they're going to be doing two different versions of this. There's going to be a Hasbro Pulse version, and there's going to be a Walmart version. Now, in terms of the figure itself, nothing will be different. Nothing will be different at all. But this is where it gets kind of dicey for the speculators. The Hasbro Pulse version is going to be a numbered version. How that's going to work is there's going to be a little license plate that's going to be on the box for the Hasbro Pulse version, and it's going to be numbered from 0001 to 1985, celebrating the anniversary of the movie. So there's going to be obviously 1,985 of these, obviously, give or take 10 of them because of what's going to probably be passed around within Hasbro Pulse staff. But the fact of the matter is there's going to be less than 2,000 of these special versions. It's not 100% confirmed, but I read somewhere that it's also going to include pieces of artwork, like that poster and everything, to also commemorate this anniversary for that Hasbro Pulse version. So that's the major difference. The Walmart normal boxed version that will be available in retail and probably in Canada, EB Games and Toys R Us perhaps, leaning more towards EB Games because Ectotron didn't find a place in Toys R Us in Canada. But for also Europeans, compared to what's going on with Canada, because we all kind of share the same boat with that. That normal version will have the same G1 styled box. It just won't have that license plate numbering, and it probably won't have the extra posters and stuff and lithographs or whatever that they're planning to include here too. Pieces of art, as they refer to it. So the figure itself, no difference. The box itself, very mild difference. It's more just, do you want the artwork and do you want to have exclusive numbering on your box to commemorate that? I know people are going to go crazy with this, especially the speculators, especially if you get really good numbers. I just want to shout it out right now. If anyone could get me a 1983, the year I was born, that would be really cool. I'm just going to try to get one and see what number I get, and maybe we could do some trading if I get something interesting. Maybe 69. I don't know. I don't know. But this is great. This is really cool. I really like this a lot. The thing is for me, like, I liked Ghostbusters, but I wasn't like crazy about Ectotron because I don't know. I never had a deep connection with the Ecto one. Ghostbusters was a fun movie. I really liked Stay Puft. It was a comedy, but I never really had a deep connection to that brand and its iconography and everything like that. Stay Puft was probably as close as get. I kind of like the Stay Puft design. Then when you look at Top Gun, epic soundtrack, fun movie, but you get kind of burned out on jets when you're a Transformer collector. This, on the other hand, maybe it's because I'm a mechanic, maybe it's because I really like cars, but this calls out to me. I'm really digging this a lot, and this is kind of like the stuff that speaks to me more than anything. I love Back to the Future. I like cars. I like the fact that they made some little efforts with the motor kind of stuff, the flux capacitor, the dashboard being on the front of the car. I like the engineering. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. I like that they once again, what we could all take away from this more than anything, it really shows that Hasbro can take a mold like the Siege Sideswipe and just absolutely turn it on its head into something completely different. And it has the skeletal transformation, but it shows how different you can make something. And it's really good because now we can look at any mold, any toy that gets released, and we could confidently look at it and go, you know what? Stuff could be done here to turn it into the other stuff, where it's going to be in the future that we're going to be looking at Transformer toys and looking at their transformations and taking a guess at what's going to be done in the future with those molds, more so than just looking at straight up repaints like we used to do in the past, as early as the Armada era in 2002 and stuff. So this is spectacular. Really excited about this. If you're a speculator that's looking at a long-term investment, I know that people sometimes don't like it when I talk about that kind of stuff because it does bring in the scalpers and everything, but it's just, I gotta mention it, that if you are a speculator of this kind of stuff, if you go with the Hasbro Pulse version, you definitely will get your 4% yearly income increase of money back. I always say that if you make more than 4% in your investment, you've done better than any bank investment GIC over a period of time, but that's a whole other discussion for Transformer finance and stuff like that. But the point being is that this is an amazing product. I'm very excited about it. This is right up my alley, and the limited edition, less than 2,000 Hasbro Pulse version is for the hardcore collectors and speculators. And then it's a fear not kind of scenario because it will be in Walmart, and again, probably Canada, EB Games, and Toys R Us probably too, more leaning on that EB Games in Europe and everything. So you still will be able to get it if the numbering thing isn't your thing. This is great. Let me know what you think about it. I am hyped as hell. I know all my friends that are even non-Transformer collectors are looking at this and going like, wow, this is really cool. They're excited about it. So they're someone that, again, even the people that are casual fans that like, say, you know, the cross-brand promotion stuff, if they like just Back to the Future and want to own this, it doesn't take out of those 2,000 numbers if they made this a limited release. It will be in Walmart, so they could buy it that way. Everyone's happy. Everyone's excited. This is great. Let me know what you think about this. I'm almost speechless. I really am. And again, getting back to the name Gigawatt, go back to my old segment about this. I think it was like a week and a half ago where we talked about this when the teaser was shown. Someone guessed Gigawatt. I don't remember the name, but someone guessed Gigawatt, so props to them for guessing the name Gigawatt as the name of this character. This is great stuff. Let me know what you think. Amazing.